Right now at 6, a local Tesla dealership attacked for a second time.
So we're looking at more than a dozen shots that were fired, causing some extensive damage to the dealership.
And the Oregon Youth Authority sued over allegations a doctor and staff sexually abused 10 boys for years.
For them to come forward is a big leap in faith.
Plus, the 7-figure settlement for a man who spent decades in prison for a murder he didn't commit.
I don't know that anyone can quantify what these folks have gone through.
Then later, the state hoops tournament rolls on. Orlando has the highlights on day 2 at the Child Center.
Happy Thursday, everyone. It is 45 degrees in the Rose City. A live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera on a busy weather evening where we've seen rounds of hail, downpours, and thunderstorms in the valley, along with plenty of heavy snow in the Cascades.
One wave that moved through this afternoon dumped hail from Aloha into the West Hills, downtown Portland too. It wasn't big enough to cause damage, but it did cover the ground. You can see it there, and some streets before it all melted off. And it sounds like we've still got a chance for more tonight.
So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Matt Safina with an update on this weather impact alert and all the impacts, Matt.
Yeah, the threat of hail is winding down quickly now that we're at 6 o'clock and the sun sets in a little over an hour from now. But this is a great time lapse, little rainbow there of one of these cells moving across Portland earlier this afternoon. That produced hail. And in fact, we look out live right now. There's another cell out here, and that's hail falling out of the sky right there. 44 degrees, and they are reporting hail out of the Portland airport. Now, we've been talking about hail and graupel. What's the difference? Well, with graupel, it begins with a snowflake. It falls to a layer of supercooled water droplets, meaning the air is below 32, but it's still liquid water up in the clouds. That freezes or rimes onto those snowflakes, makes them kind of a bumpy little styrofoam ball, if you will, and that's what you end up with. And unlike really good hail, it's soft or crushable. Now, we had hail today, but there was some graupel mixed in as well, as the same process that causes graupel will cause hail. It's just that it begins with hail with a raindrop as opposed to graupel beginning with a snowflake. And here's the storm right here. Lightning strike right out by the Portland airport. That cell is producing hail right now too, so some pretty good rainfall rates. That'll wind down quickly, and upstream, not as many showers. There's still some snow showers up over the coast range, but these will begin to back off later on tonight too. The Cascades, though, have already picked up 14 inches of new snow at Timberline since yesterday, and a lot more on the way, to the tune of 10 to 20 inches by Saturday morning, 15 to 25 by Sunday morning, and another 12 to 20 by Monday morning. So you can see, that's why we're talking about feet of snow. That's why we have a weather impact alert for the Cascades beginning tomorrow afternoon. And it's going to get windy in the mountains too, so low visibility, a lot of snow on the roads. All of that can lead to travel issues, so you want to be alerted to that fact. Now, the other thing happening tonight is we've got the full moon, and it's going to be eclipsed by the Earth's shadow coming up. We'll let you know if you have a chance of seeing it from Portland, guys.
You've been a busy man. Thanks for keeping us updated, Matt. For the second time in a week, someone has fired gunshots at the Tesla dealership in Tigard, causing extensive damage. It's the latest in a series of incidents targeting Tesla dealerships and cars. And
it comes as some continue to protest against CEO Elon Musk over his controversial role in the Trump administration. Celine Stevens is live in Tigard with the details. Celine?
David, Christine, Tigard police confirmed this morning that over a dozen shots were fired here at this dealership, damaging cars and showroom windows. And as you can see behind me, the road is still closed leading up to that Tesla dealership as of 6 p.m. tonight. But people still came out earlier this afternoon rallying against Elon Musk, but they made it clear that they did not condone any of the violence that happened this morning. Still, crime like this leaves everybody on edge.
The whole climate of everything has changed. So, yeah, it is nerve-wracking.
Early Thursday, around 4:15 a.m., several shots rang out at the Tigard Tesla dealership.
This is the second time in 1 week. In this case, we're looking at more than a dozen shots that were fired, causing some extensive damage to the dealership, including some cars and windows here.
Just a week ago, it happened at the same dealership, with Tigard police confirming 3 cars were damaged and windows shattered, with one bullet piercing through an office wall and into a computer monitor. It's unclear how many cars were damaged this time around, but the dealership was not empty.
Having a security guard who was here, again, fortunately he was not hurt, but that really changes the situation.
During Thursday morning and afternoon, the dealership was blocked off with Tigard Police, the FBI, and ATF working together on the investigation. It's not the only dealership hit. Police previously arrested a person accused of using Molotov cocktails to torch cars at a Tesla dealership in Salem. All of this has now left some Tesla drivers concerned.
My car was vandalized downtown Portland. I was down there for a business lunch, and somebody hit it with a hammer and kicked it. So what their motivation was, I don't know. Some of us made decisions to purchase Teslas, to help the environment, and now we're being targeted for different reasons.
Those who come out every Thursday to rally in front of the Tigard Tesla dealership say they don't condone this violence.
It just makes us look bad, and that's not who we are. There's people who may be really angry at Musk, and we get that. This is not the way to show it. Or there may be people who just really want to make us look bad.
Lisa Stiller helps organize the rallies and says the goal with the Tesla takedown effort is just to send a message.
We are so angry. There are protests in Tesla sales offices all over the country because we are so angry at the fact that we have an unelected billionaire who is slashing through the federal government.
Again, nobody was injured in these shootings, and Tigard Police says that they have not arrested any suspect yet in this case. Now, when it comes to a motive, police says that there's no confirmed motive as of right now, but they have acknowledged that they are aware of other Tesla dealerships being targeted due to political reasons. Back to you.
Celine Stevens in Tigard tonight. Thank you, Celine.
In tonight's headlines, Oregon and Washington have joined 18 other states to challenge the Trump administration's mass layoffs at the Education Department. In a federal lawsuit filed today, the states say the cuts will mean both a delay of federal money for public schools and the agency will be unable to give out college financial aid. In a statement today, Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield said, quote, "Cutting the Department of Education isn't just a policy change, it's a direct hit to our kids and their futures."
In Gresham, police need your help tracking down a teenage suspect they say shot and killed another teen in what authorities are calling an unprovoked attack. 17-year-old Jorge Vasquez was shot and killed on the futsal court at Vance Park on January 23rd. Detectives say they have identified a suspect and released photos of 16-year-old Camarino Videz. Authorities say Videz may be armed, and anyone who spots him should call 911.
Meantime, Portland police need your help identifying a man accused of killing someone in Old Town last summer. 35-year-old Jose Galindo Maldonado was shot to death at Northwest 3rd and Everett on the night of July 5th. Today, detectives released a photo of the suspect taken from surveillance video that night. You can see him wearing a black hoodie, a ball cap with a red bill. Call Portland police if you recognize him.
And Idaho is now the 5th state to bring back execution by firing squad and the first in modern U.S. history to make it the primary method. The governor signing the bill into law on Wednesday. Last week, South Carolina became the first state in 15 years to use this method. Idaho's new law will not take effect until 2026. Right now, the state has 9 inmates on death row. Now at 6, Oregon's governor has fired the director of the embattled Oregon Youth Authority. At the same time, a new multi-million-dollar lawsuit accuses a doctor and several staff of repeatedly abusing teenage boys in custody.
A warning, some of the details are disturbing here. Our Devin Haskins is in the newsroom. Devin, you spoke with the lawyers filing the lawsuit. What'd you learn?
Lawyers representing 10 formerly incarcerated youth say their clients were repeatedly sexually abused between the years of 2000 and 2008. And say there are more likely additional victims. The lawsuit accuses Dr. Edward Gary Edwards of several instances of sexual abuse. He served as one of the main doctors at the McLaren Youth Correctional Facility in Woodburn from the years 1977 to about 2008. He's accused of groping the teenage boys who were between the ages of 12 and 16 years old during what should have been routine medical exams. The lawsuit says the sexual abuse was so well known that doctors and staff would refer to him as Dr. Coldfingers. In February, Edwards passed away and has never been charged with a crime for his alleged abuse. The lawsuit also accuses at least 5 other staff members of sexual abuse, but does not name them. In several instances, lawyers say staff would use Dr. Edwards' known sexual abuse against the teens.
We allege in this lawsuit that at times the McLaren staff weaponized Dr. Edwards' abuse of youth. And by that, we mean when one of our clients' behavior wasn't to the staff liking, they would threaten them that, hey, if you don't get in line, we're going to send you to see Dr. Coldfingers.
The Oregon Youth Authority, which oversees the McLaren Youth Facility, has been under intense scrutiny lately. A similar civil lawsuit was filed in September on behalf of 6 victims alleging sexual abuse. We've just learned that on Wednesday, the governor fired the agency's director, Joe O'Leary. He had previously been put on leave following an investigation into a backlog of complaints. Now, we reached out to the governor's office, we also reached out to the OIA, and it declined to comment on pending litigation. Christine?
Devin Haskins reporting from our newsroom. Thank you, Devin. Today, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office released more information 2 days after 2-year-old Dane Paulson's body was found in the Siletz River.
Deputies say Dane's body was recovered 3 miles from his home in an area where divers had not previously searched. The boy went missing from his front yard near the Siletz River on March 1st. The search over the next 10 days was just exhaustive. On Tuesday, a diver from California found Dane's body in an area of the river that was about 8 feet deep.
Results from this autopsy confirmed Dane's cause of death was drowning. There was no evidence that indicated additional trauma to his body.
The sheriff here says no criminal charges have been filed in connection with Dane's disappearance.